Hello, welcome to Warfare Mindsets. And this is a channel where we encourage our subscribers, our followers to have the right mindset because we are in a war. Life is war. There is a spiritual war going on, whether you like it or not, whether you are aware of it or not. And to be effective in warfare, you must have the right mindset. And one thing that hinders us in warfare, sometimes hard to believe, could be our possessions. And that's why when Jesus told the rich young ruler to go sell all he has, give to the poor, come follow him, the man went away sad. And sometimes we spend life acquiring and acquiring things. And the more things we acquire, is the more time we would need to take care of them, know where they are, do inventory of them. And before you know it, our possessions begin to take our time. And you think you own that possession, but that possession might very well be the one that owns you. And I find that in the aftermath of the lockdown, I've had to do a lot of like getting rid of stuff. And I've been going through my stuff. There's stuff I've had for years, and I'm like, why do I still have this? What do I need this for? Why do I need so many shirts? Why do I need so many clothes? Why do I need so many shoes? Believe it or not, I counted over 100 ties. People give me ties for gifts, for my birthday, for Pastor's Day, for this anniversary. So I remember when I celebrated my 50th birthday, I got like 20 ties. And I'm like, oh, Lord, I only have one neck. And so I've had to like give to charity so many things and to clear out space, not to put other things in there, but to clear out space so that my mind also is clear to follow the vision that God has for me for the ministry. And so sometimes possessions get in the way and they clog up our space and our attention. Now, the Bible tells us in the book of Luke chapter 12, verse 15, Jesus is speaking and he says, and he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisted not in the abundance of the things which he possessed. So our life does not consist in the abundance of things that we possess. And this is a time where we really need to minimize our things, minimize our stuff, get rid of stuff you don't need, give to the poor, give to charity, so that you're not distracted by possessions. Because if you are that soldier, the Bible talks about the soldier for Christ. In a war, a soldier can be deployed at any time with minimal notice. Without notice, war can break out at any time. And that's not the time for you to begin to sort out your possessions and put things in place, because when the war gets to your doorstep, it doesn't ring a bell and say, hey, I'm coming. Sometimes it does that, it will give you notice, but most times it does not do that. And so this message today is geared towards giving us the right warfare mindset. Some of us are so bogged down by our possessions. We are holding on to stuff that is not profitable. I remember I called the pastors of our ministry, the senior pastors, Pastor Coraline in Brooklyn, New York, and Pastor Valiant in Newark, New Jersey. I'm the overseeing pastor. So I called them and I said, look, we have these church records consisting of offering envelopes since 2010. And they're just sitting down in my attic, taking up space. What do I do with them? And unanimously they said, Apostle, trash them. We don't need them. That is church records of 11 years ago. What do we need that for? We are all digital now. So why hold on to an offering envelope and paper records when we are digitalized? And so I got rid of all that stuff. Believe you me, it was cartons upon cartons upon cartons. And as we get rid of stuff that we don't need, including stuff that we think we need but we never use, it frees you up to be more effective for the things of the gospel. Hear what Paul had to say to Timothy in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who had chosen him to be a soldier. And many times we entangle ourselves with the affairs of this life by running a rat race. Believers, overcomers in Christ, we are not called to run a rat race. And the essence of the rat race is to keep on acquiring possessions that we are going to leave behind on earth when the trumpet sounds. It does not make sense. That time we can use, the time we've used in working overtime and overdrive just to acquire things that depreciate, doesn't make sense. That time can be used to advance the kingdom. And that is why many believers are bogged down in debts, DEBT. Many have credit card debt, consumer debt. Why? Because of the love of things, the love of possessions. And if we can have that mindset to know that, hey, we don't need so much to win our race. The earlier we develop that mindset, the better it is for us. The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, talks about the race, and it says, wherefore seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight. Now, a weight is not necessarily a sin, because it distinguishes weight from sin. Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Before we can run that race with patience, we have to lay aside every weight. And I found that in the beginning of summer and towards the end of spring, I had to lay aside some things that were not beneficial to my race. I'm like, why am I keeping this? What am I holding on to this for? And maybe you need to do that same search right now. You know, maybe you need to do that same search right now. We are in the last days. These are perilous times. As a good soldier, I want to encourage you. This is the time to travel light. This is the time to minimize your load and maximize your potential in advancing God's kingdom. Have the right warfare mindset. My name is Idemudia Guobadia, and I'm happy to bring you this word today, and I pray it will be beneficial to you. If you've not done so, subscribe to the channel, Warfare Mindset, share our videos, like our videos. That way it gets to more people, and the more people we can reach is the more mindsets we can change for Christ. Shalom.